Alors bonjour tout le monde, bienvenue à cette réunion
On
extraordinaire
have
du
this
Conseil municipal en ce 28
shortly
avril.
on April the
Euh,
28th.
c'est un ordre du jour
Agenda
euh, assez court
is
dans les
quite good.
circonstances. Et
The
je peux
circumstances,
confirmer qu'on a un quorum. Tout le
we
monde,
have a
il
quorum.
manque seulement
There's only
une conseillère, la conseillère Leboutier,
one
et
councillor
outre ça,
thing.
je vais juste appeler la réunion à l'ordre.
Meeting is called.
S'il y a
Is
des conflits d'intérêts,
there any
je vais
conflict of
faire connaissance
interest
qu'il n'y a
to
aucun
be
conflit
declared?
d'intérêts. Sinon, s'il vous plaît, me le souligner.
Let me know.
Euh, et pour une proposition pour l'adoption de l'ordre du
To
jour, proposé par la
adopt the
conseillère
agenda move.
Turgeon-Roy, appuyée par le conseiller Brideau,
Seconded by Councillor Bido
qu'on
that
procède avec l'ordre
adopt
du jour.
the agenda.
Ceux qui sont en faveur de résolution
Of
signifieront par un
the
oui,
AI,
de l'avis contraire par un non.
reminded me.
Nous sommes maintenant en.
Carried.
L'ordre du jour est
The
accepté.
agenda
Merci.
has been adopted.
Alors,
Thank you.
il y
So
a tout simplement un item
there
à
is
l'ordre du
simply one
jour,
item on the
numéro 5,
agenda, item number
le
5,
mémorandum
a memorandum
des opérations
on
5.1.1.
Operation 5.1.1.
Monsieur Melançon.
Monsieur Mélenchon.
Merci, Monsieur le maire.
Thank you, Your
Bonjour.
Worship.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Au lieu de bonsoir, c'est bonjour tout le monde.
Instead of good evening,
Bonjour aux
it's good
citoyens
day,
intéressés
everyone.
également. Alors, nous avons
Hello to the citizens
un
who
terrain synthétique qui est
came here. We have the
délivré
synthetic
à New-Brunswick et à
property
Dieppe.
that was approved
Alors,
to
c'est granté
Dexter
d'ici
Construction. It was
le
granted in March,
le
last
contrat est
March.
sera
That
entamé bientôt.
contract will
Alors,
be
suite à un
undertaken shortly,
voisinage
following a
qui a
neighborhood
eu lieu il y
meeting
a déjà deux
that
semaines,
was held 2 weeks
certains
ago.
éléments ont été
Some
soulevés.
elements were
Alors, le
raised,
personnel
so the
a fait
staff
un compte rendu au conseil
also
municipal
made a report to
des
the municipal
scénarios qui avaient
council
été
of
envisagés
the scenarios that
pour
were
l'ensemble de tous ces
planned.
scénarios-là.
Once they
Alors,
were
suite
fully
à des éléments nouveaux
informed, so
qui ont
new
été apportés à la table
elements were
lors
brought to
de
the
cette
table.
assise
So
répétée
I'd
à
like,
partir d'aujourd'hui,
following
qui sera
the
faite probablement
opening
d'ici
of a
au
South
moins vendredi
Francophone
le reste de la journée
to
aux gens qui
use
souhaitent
on a period during the
l'accès
week,
de entrer
the
dans le
access
quartier de
of the
Mathieu-Martin.
entrance towards
Ça a été
Majumata.
aussi
So the
autorisé
council
et recommandé de
is
conserver
authorizing, it
un
is
montant
recommended
supplémentaire de
that they
125
authorize
$125 à Dexter Construction
$340 to Dexter
et
Construction
CCDH au projet de
plus
syntétisation
HSD for the
situé
construction of the synthetic
derrière l'école
surface
Mathieu-Martin.
behind
Alors, ceci
Majumata
va permettre de
School. This
permettre
will allow to develop a
davantage
ramp
d'accès
that will
à
give
l'entrée de l'école
access to
Mathieu-Martin
the entrance of
et
Majumata
celle de
School
l'école
and or the
Mathieu-Martin.
side of the Carrefour de
Alors,
l'Acadie
le
School.
détail ou la précision qui doit
So
être
the
faite
details of
est
what has
suivante.
to be
Nous
precise in the
permettrons
school.
de passer sur
The
le site
council
de
allow
construction
us to
et
go
de
on
16
the
heures
school
jusqu'à
property from
19h20 heures
6:30 to
et on a accès
2000
à
hours
sur
during the week,
la fin
and
de
we have
journée
access on the weekend if the
qui
contractor
nécessite ou qui a
feels
vu
or
apprécié
needs or judge
l'utilisation
that it's fine to
en
use the
transport
weekend
de camions.
for transport
Alors
for
ici,
truck
on va avoir un
transportation
scénario
purpose.
qui fait un peu
We have a scenario
hybride,
that is
qu'on doit
somewhat
passer sur
hybrid. We
Alphée
have to
Béliveau
go on Alpha Béliveau
de
Street
7 heures le matin jusqu'à
starting at
7 heures
7 in the
sur la
morning
rue
until 4:30
des
during the
Soulanges.
week,
Ça sera sur
and
le
at
site
night
de
it will be
Mathieu-Martin
on the site of Majumata, Carrefour de
jusqu'au
l'Acadie
24 juin.
until June the
Après le
24th.
24 juin,
After June the
ceci va
24th,
permettre
the school district allow
d'aménagement
us
au
to
poste
travel by truck
de 7
during
heures.
the weeks from 7 o'clock in the
Sinon,
morning.
l'alternative avec
And
le school
also we
district
have an
est de passer
alternative
sur
with the school district
Mathieu-Martin
either to go on the
ou
Majumata
Carrefour de
side
l'Acadie
or Carrefour de l'Acadie
lorsque le projet de
if
développement de
need
réaménagement
be,
du stationnement à Mathieu
if the
va
development,
commencer.
while the development of the
C'est-à-dire au mois
parking
de
at
septembre.
Majumata is done.
Alors ici, c'est ça
So
l'alternative
this is the alternative
et
that we
la
have, and the
recommandation,
staff
et
is
c'est au council
recommending
à autoriser ce montant-là additionnel
this, and it's up
pour
to
qu'on
the
puisse
council to
donner
approve
accès
the additional amount so we can
et
give
procéder avec ces
the
scénarios-là et
direct
déterminer le
uh,
prochain scénario. Alors, c'est notre recommandation
the
ici cette
developer
semaine
I think I've summarized quite complete. It's clear, and I think that the elements are all on the table to make a decision. Thank you.
pour
Now
la lecture de la
for the
résolution.
reading of the resolution. Monsieur Lantin. Thank you, Your Worship. So that council authorized the additional $123,000 plus HSC be given to Dexter Construction for the development of an access from the parking of Monsieur Martin School in order of the construction of a synthetic surface development, and that this expense be taken from account 3-3-70-12-7614 general capital budget. I so move. Moved by Councillor Lantin, seconded by Councillor Brideau.
Sur la question.
On the question,
Aucune question des membres du
no
conseil.
question from the members of the
Ceux qui sont
council.
favorables à la
All
résolution,
those in
s'il vous plaît,
favor,
oui.
say aye.
L'avis contraire,
Contrary minded, say nay.
la résolution est adoptée à l'unanimité.
Resolution is adopted unanimously.
Et ceci conclut
And this concludes
la réunion
the
exceptionnelle de la
special,
réunion, essentiellement.
the adjournment of the meeting.
Maintenant
The,
que la
be,
réunion est finie, là, maintenant, vous pouvez
the
poser
meeting
vos
is
questions.
adjourned. Now you can ask your question.
Peut-être allumer le micro pour... Oui.
Worship members, thank you. Thank you for having listened to us, the people from the board, for having done something for reasonable accommodation to make our life somewhat easier, even though there's still an aspect of safety for the student that has to be dealt with. I only have a small comment concerning the project as such. For future project and for this one, it would have been good if the people from the ward had been involved from the beginning in the project. Namely, if we had been involved, it's possible in the development of this project, the option of going behind the college would have been on the table at the beginning. It could have been worked at or looked at. If the road had been built there, could have been used as a cyclist trail since we don't have a sidewalk. The young people could go on that trail to go to uni plex and the college in the future involve the people from the ward when there is such a project. That would be the thing to do. Another thing is it's clear now we have more information, and the first release was not clear. I think it would be important to have another release that indicates exactly as Mark explained today, and that it be redistributed to the neighborhood people so that it's clear for everybody what is involved because some people are not here today and would be appreciated by everyone. I thank you very
Merci. Je
much.
pense que
Thank you. I think
numéro un et 2, tous les deux
number
sont
one
sûrement
and
des
two
choses possibles.
are certainly things that are possible
Lorsqu'on rencontre,
when
tu sais jamais
we
un
never
problème
know.
avant que tu aies le
We
problème.
never know a problem until the problem appears,
Tous
and
les
we can't prevent
de les choses
every
quand
element
on
of
n'est
a
pas quand on n'est pas sur
given
place.
event when
Alors,
we're not on
une
location.
des choses
I
qui
think
pourrait
that
vraiment ressortir de
one
peut-être
of the
changer
things
notre
that will come
d'analyse
out, how
dans le
we
futur,
will
c'est que
deal in the
lorsqu'il y a
future
un
these
emploi
questions.
d'aujourd'hui, lorsqu'il y a des
If we
changements
send
d'employés,
notice when there is such things, we
puis
do
l'attente
send
encore des
notice.
employés, souvent je connais leur réaction,
And
là, ça fait longtemps qu'ils sont
I
là,
know the reaction of
puis
the
je pense
people.
que les
The
gens vont venir
expectation is that
vers
the
nous autres
people will come toward
pour de
us
l'information, puis après ça,
for information. And then
souvent
from
il
that,
arrive
quite
ce qui
often,
arrive aujourd'hui.
it happens what is
Alors je
happening
pense que la
today.
leçon qui doit être
But I
tirée,
think that
c'est
the lesson that should be learned from the staff, for the
d'aller
staff, is to go
dans
further
les
in
détails. Je
the
ne peux pas dire
details.
tous les détails
We can't give
parce que
all
le
the
centre
details, of course,
est
100%, no, but
large, peut-être
in a wider way to explain more the projects that I presented to the community. And from that, I think that we would have found several of the elements, but it probably would have been done much quicker.
J'ajouterais, si vous me permettez, je pense
If
que
I may, I would
sans la
add,
participation des gens du voisinage,
with the
je
participation of
pense
the
que ça aurait
neighborhood
créé
people, I
énormément
think it
des
did
liens
allow to have
locaux.
an
Si c'était un
awaken
francophone ici,
of the
si
South
on avait
Francophone
paramètre comme
district.
dès le début, c'était
We had a
catégorique.
parameter to work
Alors,
with, and at first it was
l'avoir
categorically
du
no.
voisinage a permis
And the meeting of the
d'ouvrir ces
neighborhood
voies-là
allowed to
d'interconnexion
have the
pour
opening
on
of
a
the
eu cette
mind.
option-là,
If we had that
probablement il y aurait
option
beaucoup
at
de
the
monde
beginning, it might have been another element that would have
il y
been
avait
clear.
beaucoup de monde qui était présent
Because a lot of people
à
were
discuter
present at the neighborhood
et
meeting. I think everyone spoke, and
parfois on est pris dans des contraintes de
sometimes we are
catégorique
taken in
de
the
structure
restriction of what we're working. There's
mais
no
je pense pas.
opening
Je sais pas si
of the spirit here. There was.
avec
Would it be
un
possible, as I
brochure
asked, that a news release? Yes,
remettre
pamphlets
comment ça va se
will
dérouler
explain
pour
how
savoir
things
comment ça va
will
circuler.
happen and it will be distributed. No problem. Your worship, members of council, I have 3 points. 3 points, and two are for Mr. Melanson. It's been mentioned. It starts May the 2nd next Monday. This morning I saw some youth. They're not aware. Could we tell the people Monday it's closed? They will start construction. If you send the people and I don't know how you will communicate.
Si vous me permettez, je pense que je vais
If I
proposer
may, I will
le début
share
a été repoussé
that the date has been
parce que
pushed off to the
pour
9th
maintenant
because we need
finaliser
now
qu'est-ce qui a été
to
autorisé
finalize what has been
aujourd'hui, là, je parle
authorized today
dans
at noon.
5 jours. Alors
This noon,
vu que
what
le
has
projet
been,
seulement
so
débuté
the beginning of the project will only start
la
on
semaine
mid
logistique,
night.
la salle
So it
logistique
gives
serait
us
déjà
one
constituée
week to
pour
adjust
pouvoir
ourselves,
planifier
one more week for the
l'accès
people
aux
to
écoles
have
et
access
aux
to the
collèges.
trail,
Alors,
to the
ça va
schools
être
and the
une
college. That's the
réponse
information I can share with you that we finalized today. Second point, the school district, Monsieur Mélenchon, we talked about it quickly last Monday. Is it possible that the city, we have two schools that we are concerned with, Santa Therese, and I just found out that there is a bus also from Majumata at 7:50 for Santa Therese, their young kindergarten to grade 5. And Majumata didn't know, but at 8:40, there is a bus and that stops at the corner of Robert and Béliveau. Well, it's mostly for the very young uh, children. Safety wise, you, it would be a question of informing them, maybe to go beyond the for those who are returning on Robert, they come out. My street, Alpha Street, I have young people who walk at that time. They're they're right in the truck zone. So
on peut demander
logistic wise, we can ask the district if they can revise the bus stop. In the past, I know they were bringing a handicap student in front of his house. We can suggest. The third point is more the reason of this Monday we table it. It was put on the table. It's because of the concern that we had. Maybe we had a daycare in the Carrefour, not Machubatai Senior High School. And we found out there's none. And the counselor haven't had the safety of the people if there was a daycare and for the parents. But it's just a reflection. The safety of the children and the school students in that region is just a point. It does not require an answer just for the council to think about it. We're here and it's nice. It's a reasonable accommodation. Just to mention, I think the council wanted to make a 360 degrees of the question, was going to have the information of what was happening at the Carrefour de Martin. and the district confirmed there was no events of activities during the summer, no daycare. So I think the council wanted to make a decision with all the information available. It's not that one group was more important than the other one. It was a decision making. It's an administrative purpose. The council Monday had to decide because you didn't have the information, because the council raised that. Just to say it, there was not only the daycare, there was more than that. Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day. I see some counselors want make comment that could last a while. No, you know me better. I'm one of those who voted no. One of the reasons for that, and I can't talk for the others. I just didn't want to take a situation and displace it and move it elsewhere. That's the only thing. We're talking about safety as much from your side than we were saying. For the safety, will we? Uh, I'm very proud that we were able to find a compromise, and the only way it could be 100% safety is to cancel. We know everybody wants the project, but that's what I wanted to say. Councilor Brido, your worship, I will talk to the people of my community, and I want to thank you for your support in the respect. I followed the project from the beginning. I was ill at ease at first because we didn't know until we decided we to have a vote. I didn't know how we would finish with this project. What was important was to have a reasonable accommodation for everyone. We can't please everybody, but this project is one that I take at heart. Our people would take advantage. We're too old to take advantage of it. But I want to say thank you, my friends, for having kept me aware and for having information, conversation that were interesting. And I said it often. I told a person who was talking to me, "You're not bugging me. I'm there to help you. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye."